It's story time, it's story time, it's story time with Uncle Scotty. And I happen to be your host, Uncle Scotty. We have our own mugs. Hello! And we are reading, as you may or may not know, The Buried Bones Mystery by Sharon M. Draper, a Coretta Scott King Award-winning author of many books, including the 5 books in the Clubhouse miniseries. And we are reading the first one now. And we have gotten to know this group of young boys, young men, rising men, young scholars that have named themselves the Black Dinosaurs to figure out mysteries, to solve mysteries, to figure out what's going on in their little town. We have Ziggy, Rico, Jerome, and Rashawn. And they have just set up their clubhouse. They have set up a secret password. They have set up some rules for operation. And today they're all bringing treasures to the clubhouse to start the first, actually, I think, official beginning of the Black Dinosaurs. So let's see what happens next. Chapter 4. It was just before noon the next day, and Jerome was the first to arrive at the clubhouse. He didn't want anyone to see the treasure he had hidden under his shirt, and he wanted to spray for bugs before the others got there. Jerome and I would get along, because I don't really like bugs either, and I would want to spray to make sure that there were no bugs in the clubhouse before I got there and sat around, especially on a blanket. Satisfied that all the bugs were outside the clubhouse instead of inside with him, Jerome touched the dinosaur for luck, then sat down on the bicycle. "I think I'll be president today," he said to himself. A knock sounded at the door. "What's the password?" shouted Jerome. "Tuskegee!" cried Rashawn. Jerome opened the door and Rashawn entered, carrying a large brown paper bag. Rashawn touched the dinosaur and said, "What's up, Blackosaurus?" "What's up, Jerome? Where's everybody else?" Just then, Rico knocked and yelled, "Tuskegee!" When Rashawn opened the door, Rico gave Blackosaurus a good swat and sat down on the lawn chair. "Ziggy's not here yet?" he asked. "No, but you can't hear him?" asked Rashawn, laughing. Ziggy was singing a Jamaican folk song at the top of his lungs, crashing through the uncleared bushes of his backyard. "He's got a long way to go before he qualifies for a spy as the FBI," Jerome joked. Ziggy knocked on the door and yelled, "Open up, man! Ziggy has arrived!" Rico stuck his head out the window and said, "What's the password, Ziggy?" Ziggy smacked himself on the forehead and groaned. "I forgot!" He yelled, "But you know who I am! You just called me Ziggy!" "Rules say you gotta say the password," said Jerome, who had stuck his head out the other window. "Tyrannosaurus!" "Nope." "Tapioca!" "You might be out there all day." "Tahiti!" "You're getting closer. Sorta." "I know it. Wait a minute. It's coming to me. It's a college. A famous black college. It's Morehouse." Morehouse is a famous black college in Atlanta. Shout out to everyone in Atlanta who may be watching Storytime. Beatrix, Claudia, Leonard, Raphael, Lo, Grant, Clara. Maybe some of your friends, maybe other people. It's Morehouse. No, wait, I remember. It's Tuskegee! The door swung open and Ziggy barreled through the door. "Maybe a password isn't such a good idea," he said. "It could hurt a man's brain. To have to think so hard on a Saturday." "No way, man," said Jerome. "We gotta make a harder one for next week. Just to watch you try to remember it." "Did everyone bring a treasure?" asked Rico. "For sure, man," said Ziggy. "Just wait till you see what I brought." "I've got one too," said Rashawn. "Me too," said Rico. "And I do too, so let's begin," said Jerome. "Since I'm president for today, I'll go first." He reached under his t-shirt and pulled out a small item wrapped in a paper towel. Silence filled the clubhouse as Jerome unwrapped the object. When the last layer of paper toweling had been removed, Rico asked quietly, "What is it?" It was a small, carved wooden box with little metal bars nailed to the top. "This," Jerome answered, "is a kalimba. It's an instrument that's played in Africa. My grandmother made it when she was a little girl, and she told me her grandmother had showed her how to make it." "What does it sound like?" asked Rashawn. Jerome carefully plucked the metal bars. The music was strange and mysterious, but somehow familiar to the boys. I bet it has magical powers, Mon, Ziggy said in a whisper. Rico said, my treasure isn't magic, but it's got power. I got it in Chicago when I went to visit my father. He reached into the small blue backpack he had been wearing and pulled out a medium-sized black object. Oh, and this is a picture. I think it's kalimba. Kalimba. And I think what you do is, see these little, there's like the metal like lines. Those are little bars, and you pluck those with your hands. And so it's sort of like a harp. Yeah, kind of like a harp, but they're metal, so it's boing, 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 boing. It's cool. And then the box itself is hollow, so it makes like a bigger noise. So it's kind of like a guitar with really hard strings that you pluck with your fingers. So Rico has pulled out a little black object out of his backpack. A flashlight? Asked Rashawn. What's so special about that? It's not just any old flashlight, replied Rico. Look. He pushed a button, and the beam of light that came from the lantern was so bright the boys had to cover their eyes. Then Rico pushed another button, and a siren began to wail. It sounded as if a police car was in the clubhouse with them. When Rico pushed the third button, a whistle shrieked in their ears, louder than the ones the lifeguards used at the pool. Finally, he pushed the last button. He said softly, check this out. What came out was a loud booming, check this out! There was a small microphone that made any voice loud and powerful. Awesome! Fantastic! Turn it off. We don't want anyone to know about our secret weapon, said Rashawn. Rico turned off their secret weapon and grinned with delight. Jerome asked, where's your treasure, Rashawn? Rashawn reached into the paper bag and removed a large metal box. It was a little dented, but it was sturdy. A box? Asked Rico. A safe, replied Rashawn. My dad said we could have it. It has a combination lock that really works. We can keep our treasures in it and no one will ever find them. What a good idea, said Jerome. Will they all fit? Well, wait a minute. Ziggy, what's your treasure? Ziggy had been twitching impatiently and looked as if he were about to explode. Wait till you see, Mon! Just you wait! He reached into his pocket and slowly removed a package wrapped in tinfoil. Is the door locked? He asked. This is super secret spy stuff. Alliteration. Super secret spy stuff. Yeah, man, replied Jerome. It's as locked as it's gonna get. What's that you got there? Ziggy slowly unwrapped the foil. Oh, boy. Wow, again. Do you think we'll get into trouble? You worry too much, Rico Man, said Ziggy. What possible harm could these be? Ziggy held out a large package of firecrackers. What's gonna happen? We're gonna have to find out. Now, maybe you're watching this and it's just been a time when people have had firecrackers. But firecrackers are not usually for people to have in a lot of places at all. And in almost all places, not for fifth graders to have. So, I don't know if this is a good idea. We're gonna find out if it's a good idea or not. I don't think it is. But it's just a book and it's a story, and maybe we'll learn something from this. So, we'll find out. But you can even see that when Ziggy pulled the firecrackers out, the other boys were like, wait a minute, are we gonna get in trouble? How did you get those? You're supposed to have those. Why do we have those? So we'll find out next time on Storytime with Uncle Scotty. I'm your host, Uncle Scotty. Everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye!